Test left, test right. Testing, testing, testing. I was just making sure everybody can hear me on the mic. I'm back with part three of our daily talk, our daily inspirational topic, what we can learn and how we can contribute to maybe softer, healthier, livable conditions in towns where people actually do have homes. It's such a big topic right now how homeless communities are changing. Number one, they're changing, starting with the ones around the DC area for sure. I heard people were pretty much, yeah, be receiving tickets if they are caught sleeping outside in public places. So, anyways, that information is a little bit of what inspired my segment today. So we did a part one and a part two already. For those that might have missed it, please feel free to go tune into those first and then come back over here with us at part three, or just jump in with us over here on part three. It's cool with us. But I'm happy to be back to go over this topic with you guys. Today I'm giving my commentary and reaction. How do I see sundown towns? Why do I think I'm a good candidate for this topic? Well, I myself am a black woman. I'm an open-hearted black woman. I don't see race really. Like when I first look at people, that's actually not the first thing I see. More like most people, right? I respect you until you give me a reason not to. And when with most people, I still respect them when they don't give me a reason not to. You got to be built a certain way to be able to do that because it's not easy. And some people say, well, unless you're doing what I want, you don't respect me. Unless you are making me feel comfortable, you don't respect me and stuff like that, right? But really, another person's happiness is never our own responsibility, not as grown people anyway. Maybe our children, we do all we can to make them happy, and other people we love, our spouses, but it's really not our responsibility, none of us as a human being, to make somebody happy. Did y'all know that? Because the things that some people require to be happy, there actually isn't anything. They are never satisfied. You know what I mean? So I learned that about people. It's not about calling anybody out or seeing who fits the shoes, but I don't want to be one of those people that people say, dang, she seems like she can never be satisfied. I don't want to be one of those people in life. That's why they actually think the opposite. Like, wow, she kind of be chilling with just a little bit she have in her life. And that's exactly what I want to be remembered as. I don't want a person to have to buy me the moon, the sun, the ocean for me to be satisfied. But yeah, sundown towns. How are they affecting communities today? How are they affecting lives today? Because some people, you just didn't see them anymore after they traveled to the wrong place. Ain't that something? To the quote unquote wrong place, or to the wrong area or city. You got some cities say, well, you should have told somebody you was coming. I ain't gonna lie, I just heard it all. That's why I feel like I'm a good candidate for this topic. In part two, I was saying how I visited a city before and they were like, do you know where you are? I mean, do you know where you are? It was just weird. And it was different. It was different races of people asking me that. I was like, I don't know if that question was supposed to be intimidating, especially if I'm not some gangster or street thug. You ask me if I know where I am, I'm going to just look at you crazy because I feel like I'm on the pinpoint of the map where the map told me I am. But is there something else I need to know type of deal? That's what we was talking about in part two a little bit. How to look for those type of red flags too when you just get to a new place and people are asking you too many questions. If you're totally new there, why would anybody have questions for you? See, it's time we talk about it, y'all. Thank you guys for your support. I see that when it happens. It was like 30 people in the room, and then They all disappeared, but it's okay. You guys feel free to come even after I record. If you're not able to stay on with us, you can always go back and replay these segments, okay? But I always will think, even if it's not a sundown town, if you go to a new place and they just asking you too many questions, what would that tell you? You would think the people being friendly, right? Like, oh, are you new in town? Some questions are just obvious though, like, do I look new in town? I really be trying to take stuff serious. I know I shouldn't laugh, but if you're a people's person, I'm not going to stop being a people's person because somebody else feels like I'm a certain person that doesn't deserve to live somewhere. This is God's green earth. The Bible says the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. The sun shines and falls on the wicked doers and the good. Literally. The sun don't say, hey, I ain't gonna shine today because there's a few wicked people. Literally, when have we seen the sun do that yet? And trust me, there's wicked upon the earth. But the sun is so merciful. It just shines. It's gonna shine all day too. While people are committing evil acts, while people are committing good acts. And then it's gonna set. It's gonna set. They just always had a quote that said, don't let the sun set on your wrath. They go for sundown towns too. And I believe a lot of them will be shaken up. They were only going to be able to hold on to that for so long, bro. Like, we're moving literally into futuristic times. Did sundown towns think they were going to be exempt from modern technology or modern changes in the earth? Because, yeah, that applies to them too. Even if you're talking about one world order and stuff in the future, I'm just talking realistically. They wouldn't be exempt to those new changes in the land. For too long, they've been exempt because, if a homeless person can get a ticket outside for sleeping outside, you definitely need to look at communities that are forcing people outside. If they play any type of hand in making somebody feel uncomfortable in the community, that's why I'd rather be cool chilling in the house all day. I don't care how strange they say that is for a young person to do. They be like, young people should be more sociable and out. And don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? People see me when I'm out. Once again, though, I don't have to wear a big t-shirt sign on my shirt or on my back saying, hey, I'm friendly. I think I'm one of those people. When it comes to people wanting to say I'm intimidating so bad, really you have to ask them what about specific people are supposed to be so intimidating then. I would say somebody you willing to bully, somebody you willing to face off with at any given time, they can't be intimidating. You wouldn't do that to somebody you fear. Because a lot of people say, they think black people are feared. I don't think so. We have been the most played with culture. The most patient culture I can ever think of, bro. So what is there to fear about us? Our pain, our struggles, our history, or is it our potential? I don't know what I'm going through, but see, when it comes to any topic revolving around the sun, I'ma always think I'm a good candidate, right? It's the author in me. It's the poet in me that's always looking for symbolism, the symbolisms of everyday things that I can apply to my life. And it's so crazy how everyday things on the earth have taught me more than human beings. And you're not even trying to be disrespectful or offend anybody. Literally, the bees have taught me more. For sure. Once upon a time, I used to swarm a bee. Swap it, whatever that's called. Like, if it come by me, my immediately reaction would just be to fight it. But the new me, I've learned a thing or two about bees and what it can mean when one surrounds me or the next person. Now, bees just live and coexist in the ecosystem, yes, but bees are also, I believe they can feel frequencies just like other animals. They can feel energies. They can feel and sense things. Why would we think bugs and insects and animals cannot sense things? Why would we think that? That's why I want to share this, actually. One time I was in a sundown town. For the most part, I'm not going to say I was welcome, But like really, I end up I end up being a joy to people, and it's always like a small group of people who don't like it. I know that's embarrassing to talk about, but you know what? More people are sharing their story, so why not? You know what I mean? Like, this one was in the South. It's not where I'm at now. It's not where I was last year or the year before. I just said the South, okay? And what's funny, the South is usually, like I said on part one, a place known to host Southern hospitality. Like people expect to be welcomed and just cherished and kind of, guided through their stay when they're in certain places in the South. But I was in this one town. I ain't gonna lie. Just so happened it was like during Trump's first presidential term. Because I was asking on part one, does it seem like more people are coming out of their box or shell of racism since Trump has been in office? And if so, what does that say about a certain person's influence or where they're leading people? You definitely have a campaign called Make America Great Again. And I'm just wondering what that means. Does that mean just for white people, or does that mean for all Americans? Pretty much, you need somebody level-headed to talk about these topics. Because trust me, when it comes to intimidation attacks, manipulate, any of that you could do to try to push a person away. I've already survived everything on the abuser's list of a narcissist list to get your way with a person, trust me. And I'm just ready to share more of my testimonies. Really, in this sundown town, you could walk down long roads. Everybody in town had a shout out to Cleveland, Texas. Shout out to Midlothian, Texas, Brownville, Texas. Just, I wouldn't say places that are considered sundown towns, but they're smaller towns where people just about know everybody there, or they know everybody that come through and leave. I really didn't even know how I felt about that. Like, that's just their normal way of living. So I was in this sundown town. You could walk down the long back roads and stuff. I never did it at nighttime, though. Don't think I was crazy. But me, at that time in my life, I was just on a different path where I was beginning to just enjoy nature more. I even feel like I don't fight the divine about that anymore. Like, why not live years in my life without a car? I'm not going to do nothing but get more in touch with nature. I'm walking more, I'm riding a bike more, I'm on a scooter more, right? Or just walking or just outside. But it is a very direct way to earn a new relationship with nature. For anybody who was interested, in how that might work, that's all. It's more than just being outside. Nature itself, I believe, can feel when somebody is on a new frequency. So that's why I was going to give my testimony. So I was walking down a long dirt road, just getting some air. I ain't gonna lie, having a cigarette down the road. And it was just funny. Y'all don't have to believe this, but it is a true story. This was in a sundown town where some people looked at you strange. Others just welcomed you and greeted you. And the animals, I would never forget this. It's like the animals knew who I was or something, bro. Like, the cows would gravitate over to the fence. I'm just trying to walk down it's as if the animals said, "Who is that?" It was like even the cows knew I was out of place, to be honest, because in Texas you might have a lot of I don't want to say farmland, but like something like that. Like a lot of people with ranches, even if it's small ranch, they might have a ranch or like farm like backyards. That's how it was in this town. But I would go walking, and this particular day it was so crazy, bro. Like, yep, the dogs, the cows, the horses, I cannot make this up. Maybe some of the owners even seen it if they were outside. But anytime I would walk down those long dirt roads where they had those houses on the roads like that, because they don't always have fences. It's so crazy. They just let their animals graze freely. But, if you walk into somebody's backyard, you're not used to seeing it, walking past their backyard. You don't know if the cow or the horse is going to try to come chase you. But Apparently, they were actually well disciplined animals. They didn't just run and chase me because I'm walking down the street, just because there's no fence. But when I said gravitate towards me, like literally use their legs and walk towards the fence, where I'm standing, it's like that. If that doesn't make you feel welcome, I didn't care what human didn't like my presence. Those animals knew who was in town. It's crazy, bro. I know I sound crazy, but I don't care. I just want people to try to sense what that might feel like to somebody who may have been rejected in every other place in town, or somebody always made it their business to make you feel like out of place. Not one pet or animal, even the insects. Oh yeah, that was the same town red robins were visiting me a lot, right at the window, right outside of my window. Like in my hometown, which was in the same state. I just had never seen birds do that, especially different color birds. Like, what do you call those birds? Like rare birds. You got to be out in the country for that, or where those type of birds are known to be seen. So when I was there, though, some of the ladies were telling me, you know what that means, right? Everybody seemed to be so mystic. Um, I said, no, what do they mean? And they said, those are angels. I said, oh, they're just birds, right? I wasn't like I am now, where I actually believe that some birds are angels. But this is when other people believed it, and they were just sharing their thoughts with me. And I said, okay, because it's just crazy. Nobody asked, like, well, what were you going through? Now, there are different circumstances, like we talked about in part 1 and part 2, that might lead a person to a community, city, area of new residents. Let's be honest. Mhm. We talked about on part 1 and part 2 how sometimes a whole job can relocate you. I just think jobs, companies, they have to get more upfront and honest. If you know that the company you're hiring for is in a sundown town, just be honest with the people during the interview segment. Yes, you're willing to pay to relocate them, and yes, they're going to have a good job when they get there. But what can they expect if they expect to keep the job in that town, right? If you know that the community is racist at a certain workplace, right, and you know you're finna hire a black person, I just think it's worth them knowing, right? It's some of these discussions, I don't know which is worse when you're talking about ex trafficking crimes or racism. Those are those two topics that people get real silent. And the more silent people get about it, I just been wanting to speak up more, because that's usually when people want to speak up, when other people speak up. But it's really nobody's fault. It's just these are those same. That's how you know something is generational too. Like, people, every generation, people are more and more and more intimidated to talk about certain things. But these same things are still prevalent today. Even during the civil rights movement, people weren't quiet about discrimination in communities. Back then, if you were black, just trying to, and you weren't in your side of town, just talking about the history of sundown towns, because you did have towns that were, include black and white people in it, but back then it was just more segregated. Like, they were talking about how people seem to be trying to bring segregation back in like sneaky ways since Trump has been in office, honestly. We had the same political fights when every other president was in office, and about economics or education, or communities, things that needed to be fixed pertaining to crime. But just straight out racism, that's not deniable at all. Like, that's why if you see a black person these days stand up and say, "Oh, I support Trump," like, people actually look at them strange, as if like, "Hey, did you even research? Do you know about this man? Do you know how he feels about black people?" Whoop, whoop, whoop. I know he pardoned a few inmates since his term, the first term and this term. And the inmates, they were of different culture. Some black, some Hispanic, some white. So you really can't hold that against the man when as far as those pardons and stuff that he's been doing lately. It's been for, from what I've seen, different races of people, right? But then they turn around and say, well, he's just biased against, illegal immigrants. I don't think that's a fair argument because he clearly sat there and let out more people, pardon them when he didn't have to, when they had like prison sentences or time they might have been facing. I'm challenging that and I'm questioning that. I will question that and challenge that. Like, why, since his presidential terms, people want to be so much more bolder? We know racism was always like still here, but I just feel like people are more bolder with it. Behind the name of America or under the name of the USA. But it's like it's not even real. It's not even authentic, really, because the USA was never just white people. No matter how much we have overcome to get this diverse, yeah, it wasn't just white people who built the USA alone. And it's crazy you actually have to go this deep into topic and remind people that, yeah, none of you civilians, regular citizens own any land unless you actually own that land. You don't own it in a way where you get to dictate where somebody stays or who needs to be put out. Why do y'all think they do it underhandedly? Like, sundown towns have always been known to do stuff underhandedly. Like, they might do bolder stuff, like TPing your yards or egging your door or leaving hate crime messages, right? Those are more direct of letting you know somebody don't want you in town. But then it just be like the other underhanded stuff, and that's why they keep it underhanded. They already know in modern day time that is completely illegal. To call yourself making a plan just to kick somebody out of town, like, it's so old fashioned, bro. It's so old fashioned when you're doing it to like young black people of today. We have like so many more opportunities that our ancestors fought for us to equally be entitled to. I'm going to say that part again. For us to be equally entitled to. At first, I didn't understand the whole ancestors talk and people believing so much in it and reverencing it. But now I do. It's no way to miss it. Like, that's almost like a slap to their face to wait till 2025 when you have a president that you feel like is going to stand behind your racist behavior to try and pretend that some of our ancestors did not play a major part in helping equality rights to get to where it did today. Maybe that is the point. They know who some of our ancestors were. They know what our ancestors did to help us to fight for equality rights. So what do we look like just sitting back pretending we don't see the same type of things going on today with some of us? So maybe some of you guys, you've moved to new places and it went absolutely well. Everything you planned went accordingly down to the T. But that's not everybody's story. I have never heard of a person, all they did is move to a new place for better opportunities, and the next thing you do, you look up, their whole reputation is damaged. See, we changed the game a little bit when, okay, now you move to a sundown town. You're not asking to apply to any of their jobs. You just move to a sundown town and you bring your own business. And a day like today, yeah, that business could be an internet business. It could be a drop shipping business, something you don't need the sundown town support with at all. But I noticed that how they'll try to side sweep, send people in close enough to see who you are, what you're doing in town. You trust them enough. Oh, I'm here. I'm just trying to be a part of the community. Yeah, I got this business. Here's my business card. And the next thing you know, Supposedly your reputation is ruined. Get out of here. Clearly somebody in that new town just was they saw that, like, okay, so this person moved here and they already independent. Okay, so where am I asking you for anything, or where did I need your assistance? Unless it's finding out where the local Walmart is or something, a question anybody could ask when they're in the new place. Other than that, we got to understand is when somebody come to a new community, no, they don't owe you any information about themselves, because I probably have more places to travel in my lifetime, and they can test me by my word in the future. It doesn't matter. I don't remember moving to new places just expecting handouts. I pretty much remember working hard to get each and every little thing I've ever obtained in my life, not just when I'm in a new community either. And thank God, I said, they want us to believe everybody can be so independent and free, but you want it to be impossible for me to prove that same independence and freedom. No, we're not going to start that. We're not going to use me or a young black person to be the dummy test run either. I think it's stupid. I'm reading one of the comments in the chat real quick. Shout out to all you guys in the chat tonight. It says, my thing is, a white man, I'm not the biggest fan of black women and just wish they would be quiet. Oh, we know. And they would know their place, like they aren't all that. So what I noticed though, even the black families that would move to sundown towns, when the black woman was quiet and all her job was to do was stay at home and take care of the kids so the black man could work, white people were still doing underhanded stuff back then to try to push them out of community. They'll try to make it about black women talking and things about our character or personality, but still, when it comes to our work ethic, that's undefeated. When it comes to our endurance through discrimination, that's undefeated. Do some of these underhanded attacks to whole white people and see what happens. That's why this segment is called White Privilege versus Black Pride. They swear black pride is a problem. You know what I'm saying? To see a black man prideful, take pride in his family, take pride in his work, take pride in his strength. Because what does black pride mean to you? But I am a black woman, so I'm saying, to me, black pride means that the love, the honor, the respect that we once had as a village. That's what black pride means to me. Black privilege, it's just unheard of. But black people creating their own things to create opportunities for themselves, now that is heard of. So it's not new of our people. But why do we see the same repetitious effects? You see black people come together, try to build something. Because it's modern day time, they use even more convenient tools like the internet to try to stop it. Yeah, like little comments like this person this person in the chat just said, right? Anything to smear your campaign. Smear your campaign, to smear your work ethic, to smear you altogether. But what another thing that's in the history of black people is, right after they smear one, pay attention to that black person they're smearing. Because usually whatever it is they were working on, whatever bright idea they had, you will see somebody else pop up out the water like a shark, pretending they were the inventor, they were the creator. Hell, this is even known about Elvis Presley, how he even, you know what I'm saying, was inspired by black people in a few places. So why suddenly make it look like you can't give credit, you can't humble and humilitize yourself enough to give a black woman or black man credit where it's due? You have no problem copying their style, their order, their ideas. It's starting to make me think, I think God is showing me everything on a spiritual level while I live this human life experience too. Because, that's why a lot of people is like, well, are black people next? No, nope. To this day, we're still considered legal citizens. So why would you treat us like we're illegal citizens? You do still have a lot of white people that have that mentality. They see a black person and just wonder what are they doing here, as if they don't know the history of our existence. You just thought you would never have to go here, but yeah, we can go here. The less of your history you know, the better for them, right? You didn't know in your history, black people were very well known. They were carpenters and home builders. We still got them out there. Oh yeah, and let's not forget plantation workers. Some of the strongest people you'll ever meet. But this is not like this is an inspirational topic, right? I'm not trying to step on toes, spark criticism, none of that. It's already thousands, I would say too many stories floating around here of people going missing or going crazy. Because I don't think going crazy just coincidentally happens either. After you've been staying in some small town, it's like, oh, you just gonna call the person crazy? What did they go through in that small town though? What did they go through in that foreign community that they weren't from? Even if they're crazy, I want to hear more about their story. I'm not one of those that believe a person just wake up and went stone crazy though. But see, this is another part of their agenda with smear campaigns and tearing down the black community, tearing down the black effort, and tearing down the black image. I think they need to stop that. Like, stop just letting people write down somebody was crazy. Don't you know a lot of black people did go crazy? That's the point of intimidation tactics. That's the point of narcissistic abuse cycles. So you can go too crazy, too dumb to speak for yourself, to fight for yourself, to find pride in who you are, to stand up in confidence about who you are and what belongs to you. It's all so clear. It's all so clear suddenly. Of course, I didn't want to look at my life and say, oh, I'm in this predicament because I'm black at any given time. Or I'm at this part of my life, or I experienced this mishap and that mishap. They'll say, oh, it's about your money and debt. That's why on part 2 and part 1, we talked about that. Anybody still walking around here thinking they owe somebody discrimination due to debt? That's crazy, because like not one American is not carrying debt in some way, shape, or form. I encourage people too, when you go to new towns, just don't accept gifts. Don't accept gifts too quick, or quote unquote help, because they'll use that first in line against you. And any help that you use against somebody is not help. It's a setup trap for you to say, hey, here's some clothes for your children. Hey, here's when people first move into a community, they used to bring them cookies or bake them a cake or something. And even back then, a lot of black people, if it's a white town they move to, they'll accept it, but they take that in the house and throw it away. They knew better than just to sit there and trust a whole cake or pie or batch of cookies from a racist community. Like, try to bring me a pie or cake. I'm gonna take it, but who told you that that's going in our digestive system? So I might throw it away, because it's like yeah, people don't trust food like that no more. We're way more up to par. They're mad because we're blowing the cover off of a lot of illusions that allowed white privilege to reign over black pride. Once again, I don't choose topics out of what's going to be popular or what everybody gonna like. I choose topics I feel like people need to hear. and discuss more. Even if it's not here with me and you will make it TV, maybe they'll talk to their families more about it, or their communities, or when they go to work. But these are regular topics that need to be had. Why? Didn't y'all hear me say I already had a dream that black people were going to suffer persecution in modern day time? They're picking at certain organizations and communities right now, but I'm saying, why always divert it to the low, poor income? Every time the country got a problem, guess who's suffering first? Though they were already suffering. They still can't seem to figure out how black people could be facing so much adversity and still find solitude in family, in prayer life, in faith, things that money can't buy. There are some people that died happy, black people that died happy right in the communities they were raised in, or right in the areas where they raised their grandchildren in. Not everybody has a problem with their hometown, but like we were saying on part 1 and part 2, most of the offspring or latter generations of a family, they didn't choose that place as like the family place. That place is usually established, or that's where you were born, or that's where you were raised. It's up to you as an adult where you stay. I'm saying nothing different on my stream that I have not taught my own kids. I said I feel like I failed as a mom if you feel like you have to stay stuck in a city or community, or you feel like you have to need somebody. Now, to want somebody's presence in your life is another thing. To want your friend around, to like hang out with somebody, to like entertaining somebody, but you never let that like or love turn into need. We want to teach these type of principles right here at You Will Make It TV, and challenge people to test it in their own lives. Why do you have to need somebody just because you like or love them? Is it still like and love, or did you just need them so you're just around because you need them? Oh, they thought my circumstances were just those. As if God can't use them to help edify other people and younger generations, preventing them from repeating similar cycles. If you are just around somebody because you need them, something is not right. If it's not a place that's actually known for helping people in need, because there are places and communities specifically for that. Yeah, they advertise it like, hey, if you need help, come here. But people still out here trying to make it look like somebody was using them or needed them. See? Now, to need somebody and to want and enjoy the presence of somebody is two different things. I guess sundown towns are known for trying to show outsiders that, hey, we don't need you here. And really, I gotta give them that. They're a good example of what I'm talking about. They will make it clear in a minute that they don't need your presence there. They don't need your money there. They don't need you staying in any of their houses. Like, pretty much without you in their town, they can still make it. Yes, this is You Will Make It TV. But I'm just saying, if there's any pros to sundown towns, I do respect them for that. They have no problem telling somebody they do not need you there. It's like the people be so blind by biasness, they're not saying, hey, maybe God sent this person here. Literally. Not just for you, because you need them or not, but maybe for them too, so they can learn, hey, maybe their only normality to community was something else, and them being in your community gets to show them something else. But of course, they don't want to look at it that way. Plus, your presence is showing them something new. Yeah, because you got a lot of people that just think all black people are the same, and then you're supposed to be fake because you're not like the last black lady they met. You're fake, 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 fake. Like, oh, I never met a black lady with 20 faces. Where here I am. Yeah, and I'm black too, and I'm a woman. That's right. That's like me saying every white guy is exactly the same. Every white woman is exactly the same. Every Asian is exactly the same. Don't you know I wouldn't say it's racist. It's uneducated of any person to think that about any cultural group of people. It just is. See, you got some black people, they were raised in the military, so they were around more diversity. Not raised in the military, but probably raised with military family, right? I'm trying to think of professions where the children's parents might travel a lot, and this would require them to be stationed in different states, countries, different parts of the world. Just as people that have families in the military, they have to move around a lot sometimes. So sometimes they grow more accustomed at an early age of how to get along with people in different parts of the world. I did not come from a military family, but maybe as a religious person, you had already saw all kind of people at an early age. That's just a real fact about me, the spokesperson for this whole stream tonight. I had already become good friends with people from that's not even black as a kid. I noticed my kids actually have the same influence on them. Like, once again, kids do not see that unless an adult somewhere starts influencing them in that way. Like, I don't think you should like that kid. And this is what I don't like. Most times when people trying to influence you, notice they start the sentence with what they don't like about the person. Just listen to them. Then they try to rub it on you. They just like lotion. Like, here, some suntan lotion. Don't like the person either? Like, hey, I didn't say that. I'm just listening to you. Like, cause I'm one of those that believe that yes, we all have different experiences with different people. You met Becky, you thought she was mean. Your first impression of the supervisor, when you first met her, you thought she was mean. You think she's strict. You think she doesn't pay enough. Maybe that was your idea of the supervisor when you first met her. I've had those kind of conversations with people where they like, well, you don't think this about a person? And I'll tell them the truth. No, that person was nice to me that day. I am not finna just, yeah, I'm just like an honest person. Like, if I notice something too with you, or maybe something different than what you notice, I'll speak on that. But I won't just not like a person because you don't. And more of us should be that way. You're better off not even knowing a person exists to just have the honor to meet somebody and choose, I don't like them. We're gonna help defeat, because you're not we cannot turn every bully back into, but don't you know God can turn a bully into a blessing? He said, I'll use your enemies to be your footstool. People just don't, that's where they don't like the Bible. Nobody wants to end up putting themselves in the place of the enemy in the footstool, do they? We all just want to assume we have enemies. But that scripture wouldn't even be true if sometimes we are going to be somebody's footstool because you chose to put yourself in a position of somebody's enemy. But you want to be mad about the footstool position? Like, come on, man. Okay, okay. Yeah, nobody wants to hear that about the enemies and the footstools, but it's true. Somebody ends up having to be the one that's the enemy. That's the thing. But then they're like, yep, see, that's exactly why I don't believe in the Bible. Well, some of us are realists. That's a beautiful scripture, ain't it? I'll make your enemies your footstool. But nobody wants to be the footstool. Plus, God don't just do that. I'm not saying he won't, But he won't just do that for everybody just because he see you got enemies. Like that's for that scripture is reserved, that promise, because it's a little more than a scripture to some of us. That promise is reserved for those that are actually willing to turn over and let that vengeance be God's like he asked. You have to give up something. They'll try to tell you what you should give up. They'll try to tell you what you should give up. No, it's got to be this sacrifice, that sacrifice. You know what? The promises of God say, all I got to do is let vengeance be his. Like, why don't people study the Bible in a way where they write down the promises, not just the penalties? There's also promises that are spoken about. Why is this, why am I bringing up the Bible? Well, we're talking about sundown towns, racism, segregation, discrimination, intimidation tactics, putting fear in people's hearts so they can want to move away from somewhere. The reason I'm bringing up the Bible is because you had people that believed in the Bible back when segregation and all that stuff was even worse. They still believed in God. That's all I know. And look at us today. Just being influenced. History does different things to all of us. But if it doesn't influence you somehow, I don't know what to tell you. Right? I actually seen some updated news that one city in Texas, y'all know how they was like a few places in Texas had went ahead and added the 10 Commandments back to the classrooms. They actually kind of wrote it that they had to put them in the classrooms. It seemed like soon as I had came, because I was excited about it, and I came and did a topic about it, like, woohoo! Shout out to Louisiana, just trying to cheer them on for that. Cheer on their leaders, whoever said put the 10 Commandments in the classroom. You put the pride flags and everything up. Thank you for putting that back up. Some might agree you can't have the two in the classroom at the same time, but I guess you would just be creating an environment where more than one student, who believes in something different can actually feel comfortable in the classroom. So I'm not one of those that will judge that. I say you can have the 10 Commandments and a pride flag in the classroom. If it's going to make all the kids feel comfortable having more diverse things in the classroom, so be it. As long as at the end of the day, the main goal is educating about the kids about every single thing you chose to hang up in that classroom. Because kids, they're going to ask questions anyway. They might, even if it ain't the first day, or it might be at the end of the year. Like, Miss Such and Such, why do you have that up there? And that kid didn't ask all year. But yeah, they actually, one mayor, he said, no, we're not doing that here. They actually had applied it to that county, to that school district. But then I saw some updated news. You got a few people that are resisting that. Like, no, we don't want that in our school district. Because maybe you had parents complaining about it. That's what I'm saying, though. I really don't think it was parents. I think it was just the school leaders who said no and they don't like it. It's just going to come down to that. Are you okay? This is not even how your kid is being treated yet. This is just what's being promoted and what's being encouraged and what's not. It's up to you. It's going to come down to that. If you are willing to continue to let your children be in those type of environments, for real, where it's so much social influence, they don't know which way their head's spinning. For some kids, it is like that. So then they'll get funny and say, well, what's the influence at home? Trust me, it's a lot less than in any school building. Even if it's online class learning. Even when I was a college student, sometimes I went online from home. And to me, it's not about bragging that I have a degree. It's about bragging and letting people know they can make it too. You can do it right from home. If you apply yourself and check in for class like you're supposed to do every day, right from home or right from somewhere that's Wi-Fi compatible, whether you're white, black, or whatever race. If you have a right to obtain an education, because there are third world countries who some people only dream to be able to do this. Let's remember this, Americans. We don't have time to be slowing down, wondering why we don't like somebody and want them in town. We got too many people that are still willing to get out here and show people, because there's not a lot of people doing that, You gonna tell people to go to work and dig themselves out of pits and holes and graves? That's fine. But when you see people trying, even if you don't like them in a town, you gotta mind your business. They're already in the middle of something. Actually, they've already completed the part where it's called graduation. The next steps is just what are you doing with your life for that person, no matter what race they are. What are you finna do now with your life? That's how that would normally go. Because you just switching geographical territories would not change your skill set or your job experience history or what you just learned in college, would it? No, nothing's gonna change that. They feel they feel like they can take you through a million circumstances and it's just gonna erase the truth. Like, no, sorry, Satan, that's a lie. It doesn't even make sense. If a person went to college and studied and graduated, that's what they did. Oh, she couldn't have did that all alone. Yes, I did. Pregnant with other kids, with a job at that. Don't tell me I can't come out here and tell people they will make it. I ain't even all the way made it, but I'm saying look at those stepping steps that are possible to actually step on. Like you can keep stepping up one step at a time. Now, it don't help us to have regrets and all of this. Where we come from, our people would have been proud. I don't Most cultures of people are proud when one of their young people go off somewhere to go get an education. Even if that wasn't even a part of their plans of what they was gonna do. If somebody called back and tell you, yeah, one of the youngsters in the family got an education, why wouldn't you be happy about that? You don't even have to be happy or care at all, but that should be the last person in town, a sundown town too. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I've been in one of those, I wouldn't say at nighttime, well, like just out there hanging out at night, but it does look kind of scary at night. It depends on where you are. It looked like, because some places deep down in country areas, Southwest, Midwest too, it can look strange at night. Ain't no street lights. It's just country. On some of these on those movies, y'all think those long dirt roads are fake? Then when they go around mountains and they on road trips, especially scary movies, Jeepers Creepers, they had a team of kids riding down a school bus. See, literally, Jeepers Creepers, the setting in part one was a sundown town. Y'all probably never paid attention to that, but well, that's not the one with the school bus kids. That part one was just with the sister and the brother. Y'all remember Jeepers Creepers? They also one of those small towns. I think they were just graduating high school, deciding to go take a trip. Him and his sister alone, man. It always starts like that. You gotta stop at an old diner, get some gas, try to get a burger. You've been on the road for hours, and you just come in for a burger and some gas. Even the movie Sundown Towns are so real. Even the Disney movie Cars, that also the setting was more like I think Cars Part One. A lot of race car fanatics and race car drivers who like to do that for fun. Even the dirt bikes. See, I try to learn about different stuff, but they do. They like to pick settings where it's more old dirt roads, and you just mostly only find those in country like places, bro. Like that's why you see country people before anybody else, like all into it. So the movie Cars, the movie Jeepers Creepers, these are examples of sundown town. Cars, is it Pixar or Disney? The little cartoon. You notice Mater, he's an old beat down truck from the country town. Mater, that was the little brown truck. Like that. And all of them had a big dream. One thing small towns and even hood communities have in common is that there's usually one or two somewhere dreaming about living a bigger life one day. You cannot keep everybody trapped in those type of places. Yeah, you have love for that place for the rest of your life. Probably it's your hometown, small town, whatever they call it. But even in the cartoon movie Cars, that's what that's about. He was just dreaming all that time while he was stuck in that town that barely get visitors. He still was dreaming of becoming a famous NASCAR racer. It's the cutest little movie, actually. It's been years since I watched it, but that's what always touched me about that movie. He was just a small red car that was trying to make his way out of a town that was boring as hell, really. They be mad because they call themselves getting mad, probably at some of these content creators, because some of them, they go deeper than me. They actually go to the sundown towns just to get content, just to do videos. Like, clearly, if that was my purpose, I would have videos on here already of me just meeting people in sundown towns like those channels do it. But I do encourage any content creators doing it to be careful too. It is inspiring that there's people willing to travel the world to show us places we may never ever get to see. But I want people to be careful doing that, because we don't need to see it that bad. It got neo geographical videos and stuff we can still watch on the Science Channel and the History Channel about places. Like, you don't have to do that for views, but if you do, yeah, you got to be careful. Um, what part was I on? Oh yeah, I was just saying it looked a little scary in them times. That part is true. Was y'all haven't seen The Hills Have Eyes and different movies? Those are sundown towns too. What the other one called? Wrong Turn. That weird movie. Some of those, because one of those I heard it was a true story though. I think The Hills Have Eyes was a true story, but don't quote me on it. Now they do look scary. What's the other one? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Y'all know that's a true story, right? The Blair Witch Project. I couldn't remember if I heard the Blair Witch Project was real. I could Google it real quick, but the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that one was a true story. Shout out to Texas on tonight. And where I was born and raised, actually. So we got crazy stories out of every state, though. Like, every state has some type of crazy incident happened that went down in history. It's actually very sad that's even a true statement. Like, but the Chainsaw Massacre, it was just one of those towns again. Maybe that's their point. Like, shut up. Stop telling everybody our town. No, you're not saying anything. You're just shedding light. When people don't get out enough and see the world enough, strange things happen. Those ones that are willing to do that, and with good soul purpose behind it, you actually, if you don't want to support them, that's fine. But I don't know, why put in time to discourage them? I advocate for that. Like, even if you stay in the same state all your life, at least switch the cities up sometimes. Like, go stay in another city or go on vacation, go travel sometimes. That's what's wrong with people now. A lot of people have not probably been on vacation. The way uh, bills and taxes and credit and debt is set up for everybody today. No wonder certain people are being targeted on trips. Maybe people just assume they have money. They're traveling. They're living outside of their... I never looked at it that way, but, to the grimy, greasy, greedy people, somebody straight out of town, I guess, is just supposed to look like they got money. It's like, oh, well, you out of town, you got clothes on, you got you a place, Airbnb or whatever it is. Oh, you out here? How long? Because, a lot of places have casinos. They have, when you go traveling, period, you could end up coming up on money. That's my point. If you don't have it. But I'm here to clear up that stigma. Like, who told y'all because a person whole move or decides to travel that they have money? Now, I'm not going to say that it's free to do it. You're going to need a Greyhound, a bus, a train, something. How else do people travel? I guess they still hitchhike and walk, right? I did have a strange dream a while back. It was like I was stranded somewhere. It's so crazy because, like, when I had the dream, I was actually in a unfamiliar place. Like, just if even if I was visiting or staying there, in this dream I was actually like at a, it was like a some type of convenience store, looked like a grocery store, something like Walgreens. And I was just, it was really a crazy dream. See, people think that seeing, quote unquote, seeing into the future is just about you having power and people wanting to know what you see. But with me, with certain things, it was so deep. I told myself, I don't know where that dream came from. It was real determination. Like, they do say words have power. So I told myself after certain dreams, nope, that's not going to ever happen. There's a thing called dreams come true, like in a good way, and there's a things called nightmare that you shouldn't want to come into fruition. So that's why I believe seeing into the future is a little more than something somebody should be after for greedy purposes, especially if a person can see their own life. I mean, they do say your life is in your hands. If they can see their own life and it's certain things that they might not have entertained in the physical realm in their lifetime, but it's something they don't want to. I could tell somebody something was going on in the spirit, like when it came to my feet. As crazy as it sounds, I said, what's up with all these dreams? Not since I've been here, or not anytime recently. Actually, no matter what I've been through lately, I've always had at least one pair of shoes. But that's what was crazy about these particular nightmares. Like, it's one thing to be stranded, but without shoes. And it'd be a lot of people out there like that, man. But the world say they care and they got all this image and fake smiles and stuff going on. Trust me, Arthur Tedescherry is aware that not only am I aware, I'm aware that I am not actually one of those that's supposed to be on that side of things at any given time. No matter how hard the wind, life blows. Some of these dreams I had, I said, oh, no, 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 no. Why would I ever be walking down the street with no shoes? I'm not saying that it can't happen to anybody. Y'all got to listen deeply. Don't listen to be right. Listen to try to understand. Why would I want to just at any given time just be walking down the street with no shoes on, let alone stranded? So I do send a special prayer up to the heavens every night I can. I try to remember that I don't have to know everybody out there like that. And for a woman, that really shows a struggle. That's why it doesn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? If you are one of those blessed peoples, they don't even have to be the most expensive shoes. Take slides. Slides. It's just what you stick your foot in. Slides, flip-flops. If it's the summertime, you can buy those for $1 at Dollar Tree and go pass them out to homeless people, right? It just hurt my feelings to see anybody like walking with no shoes on. I think I even gave some shoes to a girl at a bus stop. Yeah. I had a ride on the way. It was a crazy day. Like, that's them deep testimonies I'm remembering. But I had a ride on the way, so I knew I was going to be able to get in the car. And then I'm finna go home. I can get back to another pair of shoes. But I end up giving the girl the shoes. But yeah, I just don't like that. I don't like seeing people walk like that ever since having certain dreams. Because I'm like, why is it particularly no shoes, right? I don't know what has happened, but somebody really wants me to be outside walking with no shoes on. It's comical. I said stranded ain't enough, or stuck, or no car, a whole bunch of different circumstances. You want me to not have no shoes on too? Maybe that way you look more like an actual street walker. Crazy, right? They want you to look like a street walker, like just straight up bare feet, black bottoms, soles burnt out, dirt under your toenails, just out there no shoes. And if it took dreams like that to make me like, oh, I don't know, God know what to do to put determination in you. Cause some might say, well, some people deserve to go through it. Bro, nobody deserves to be walking outside on the hot ground with no shoes on. I didn't say I'm going through that. I'm just saying. But you know, if you get stranded in a strange town or land, you can very well find yourself in a position where you don't even have shoes. Because some places, if it's bad enough, they will steal your shoes from you. That's number one. Some people will just straight, oh, you ain't from here, give me those. And now you don't have no shoes. But yeah, that's something I'll probably do too in the future. Just start something like that where we passing out shoes and the winter coats. But because that dream specifically was about no shoes on my feet, I said, how does a person go from a shoe head to somebody want you to look like you ain't got no shoes on your feet at all? You just outside walking. Like a real street walker. Like I've already sensed those vibes. Deep in detail like that too. Like the person wants you the person the person wants you with no socks, no shoes. I didn't say, oh yeah, on part two, what I said is there are a lot of integrated couples. But let me tell y'all something. When y'all say y'all don't like somebody or don't love somebody, that's cool. I was saying liking and loving somebody and needing them is two different things. To me, it's not real love for two people to be together just because they feel like they need each other. Not every couple just gonna open their mouth and be humble like that. And like, who just gonna tell somebody, oh yeah, I'm with you because I think I need you? And it is a lot of crazy people out there, y'all, like whole women and men willing to take your whole life because you don't want to be with them. And this is happening in all race categories of relationships. But yes, in modern day, integrated couples are a real thing. So I said, who has time to still be racist and they having whole kids and having whole families with other races in it? But you say you just don't like, just say you just don't like a particular person, because how can you love a black man but you hate black women? And yes, there are racist black people. Like they just don't like their own kind. Yeah, I know it's like how I come, I'm gonna come correct. Okay, I can't control how other people come, but if you put it out there, it's a serious topic to me, so I am gonna speak back about comments. So once again, if you missed part one or part two, this is part three. For all those that are new in the live tonight, I already said that it's a fact. In modern day, this is not just white people with white people, black people with black people. Everybody only date their culture. It's been past that. You got so many biracial kids out there today, it ain't even funny. So yeah, you have integrated families. The day that you create an integrated biracial baby, you just integrated a family. Even if y'all don't like each other later years down the line. That's what's crazy about it. Wouldn't that person just had a black family if they only dated within their culture, or that white person only would have been with white people? Where you see the confusion is, you got races integrating. We just thought it was about love, but are they integrating and then what, trying to influence their partners to hate other races of people? I mean, be honest with yourselves. Is that what you're doing? Because this has been going on. Like, I knew people got mad the first time. It's just showing me something. When I did a segment called Are Independent Black Women Being Targeted? They just hide their hate. They hide it. Because they already know, like, who is still hating about something like that? In modern day time, they would be embarrassed for people to know who they really are. Some of these people have, like I said, they have a different race of husband or wife at home, but how they are in society behind their husband and wife back matters too. I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. Yeah, you can love your biracial partner, but how are you treating other people in that person's same race behind that person's back? Y'all don't always work at the same place. Y'all don't always, come on now, come from the same families or entertain the same people when you go out in public every day. That's something I've been noticed. Like, yeah, you say you love people and you're not racist, but how are you treating other people that's a part of that race? Just say you don't like that person. Don't say you don't like all black people. Or just say you don't like that person. Don't say you don't like all white men. That makes no sense. Or I would just say it's childish. You don't even understand your own emotions at that point, because you think you don't like somebody because of the color of their skin. Please don't let it be about that. I can help people heal. That's what I do. Right? That's what I do. I don't know who people told y'all I was, who they want me to be. But of course, when you're black, it's easier to just sprinkle anything on it, right? Like a chocolate brownie, and you sprinkle whatever topping you want. Literally. A ice cream sundae, and you just sprinkle it, but I'm the chocolate flavor. You know what I mean? And that's all it is. Cause me, I've been raised around diversity. Like, I didn't just grow up in a one town and then, oh, I magically fell in love with another race. That's not my story. I'm not bitter either. I love my culture. I love who my culture turned me into, even when my culture people piss me off. I wouldn't be who I am without them, honestly. People still doing that. They still feel insecure. For what, bro? Like, and yes, these topics still need, because I don't believe some people learned this at home when they were little. A lot of people are only the way they are because of how somebody raised them to be. We already said that, but no child chooses where they're raised. You got adults though that be all interested in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, which in the older days, everybody household was their own business. Just know, it still goes back to American equality rights. If you are able to date outside of your race today, do you know how much Americans went through for that to be how it is today? You got to come talking correct. Yeah, once upon a time, go outside with a black man and you a white woman. Once upon a time in this same country where people talk shit right now in 2025. Yeah, you can say it's not about that. That's not going on anymore. Oh, yeah, let's make sure it's not. Not just when you fall in love with a black woman or man, or a white woman or man, or a different culture. Make sure we're not doing that, period. See, domestic violence happens when it's two black people. Domestic violence happens when it's biracial couples too. And women really have lost their lives, women and men. Oh, let's not forget children. Because even when you do have similar backgrounds, literally, like how is that the same? That's bad for some people. Too many people looking for somebody just like them. Oh, we just alike, we must be meant to be together. But they when they see a couple that both of them black, but they still different, oh, now they really confused. There's no way y'all could be in love. Both of y'all too different. Oh, opposites don't attract. Oh, this only applies to batteries and energy. It has a lot to do with energy. Opposites have always attracted. But there was still a time in this country where people had rather it being segregated and people only date and go to school and live in towns. That's why we're talking about sundown towns tonight, where their own kind resided. And what happened? People wanted to fight for equality. They say we should be able to go. That's what this whole topic is about. They say we should be able to go to school where we want. We don't want to be segregated no more. There were white people and black people saying it, just to make my point clear. Everybody back then, more people than none, wanted to see people come together. I'm just trying to look at the time period I'm in amidst this mess, I guess you could call it. People actually wanted to be together. And so many people did marches, protests, fights. They stood in many different ways. So people could be integrated the way that they are today. It's just not like a topic I play about or want to be funny with anybody about. And then let's remember, others were just flat out brought here from different islands, different lands across the world just to become slaves. Like, we want to respect history, not disrespect it and say, oh, well, I don't know. It just still proves my point. People can never just dislike somebody alone. They gotta join. They gotta bring forces with it, right? Just like sundown towns, just like bullying communities. Period. I had to remind people of that part. Like, once upon a time, this country was very, very segregated. It didn't have to be a bad thing, actually. It just was. You know what I'm saying? Because even through the segregation, if a person so happened walked down the wrong street or walked too far into the wrong town, do you know what would happen to them back then? Do you know what would happen to them? Right. So we're talking about the days where it was black only towns, black only schools, black only communities, black only work industries. And then you had the white only sections. That's that book title. Y'all feel free to go check that book out. It's not my book, but I do. I have a book out there called Black Blood myself. And that's crazy. I should have kept on writing when it came to my heart and feelings and mind about segregation and racism. Just people constantly looking to cause division, and they will hate to say, well, they love to say that, like, oh, you're pulling a racist card. It's like, I shouldn't have to. It shouldn't even be a card. Yeah, it shouldn't even be a card that people can go pull out. But yeah, we got to bring it out. We got to bring it out. We got to bring the topic out. I might be back with a part 4 too, because you can't get this whole kind of topic out in one segment. Like, all my comments and reactions to this, we're not talking about what I think about what anybody else think. We're talking about what I've actually experienced with different races of people, it seemed like through cycles, through different cycles of my life. Honestly, I can't speak for every other black person. I'm saying, I'm saying me. I have been treated well by different races of people, and then I've had the experiences that just whole reminded me I was black. Whole reminded me that some people feel are gonna forever feel that you're their sacrifice, punching bag, stepping stool just because you're a black woman. Who can do the same thing a white woman does, which is have children, reproduce, become a wife, have wifely duties, and live a life. That's why people always thought integration was a problem to begin with. It's like, how full of people's selves would they get? Like, what other country do you really see doing it? All the tribes stay in their tribal areas. All the similar people have their similar people spots where they live in other countries. Yes, you might get a tourist or two to come through and visit for a little while, but yep, in most countries, all everybody in the same culture, they're usually in the same area. But the only way the United States was going to work like that with just 100% peace and equality for people in my eyes is if we truly are standing by our name and we are the United States. You can't integrate everything and then say, well, oh, this is the perfect opportunity to actually still underhandedly segregate. Right? You put all these laws and stuff in place like, okay, we're now integrated. It's now equal. Everybody got equal rights. But you still got people out here underhandedly trying to play with people's rights in the same way they used to. They were trying to warn us though, right? They said it's not what you know, it's who you know. But I say that quote still applies. They just don't want it to apply when who you know is God Almighty. Number two, we can actually change that quote and go back to the basics and it be more about what we know and not who we know. Because how has that been working out for us? When it's going off of who everybody knows. Let me gotta screenshot this. Okay. When it goes off uh oh, I didn't see that comment. I don't have a moderator right now, so when y'all see stupid comments, please just ignore them. Thank you. Thank you for your support on tonight. It's still a beautiful honor though, because you know at the end of the day, what you put out there to the universe, you're going to receive, especially when it's with well-doing intent. There's nothing that's going to ever overpower that. Actual good intentions. There's nothing that will ever overpower it. What you put in the universe, you're just going to keep getting back. So you just got to pray for people out there like but yeah, segregation, more people need to go read the history. But they celebrate Independence Day. A lot of these people, they wouldn't even go with their black spouses to a Juneteenth event. They'll go together. Hey, honey, let's go celebrate the 4th of July. Let's go celebrate Christmas. All this other stuff. But what's wrong with celebrating Juneteenth? This day reserved for black people to celebrate when the Emancipation Proclamation was signed and slaves were set free. Do you just love who you're with because they're a black person, or do you love them because you love them? You can't say you love black people, but you just love that one black person and everything that comes with that one black person. That's not really 100% accepting the culture, but okay. Because, like I said, everybody from the same culture is not the same. Period. And yes, opposites attract. Even they can be the same color or race and they're still very different. And people be like, how did y'all end up? How did y'all end up attracting as opposites? But I just say life is boring like that anyway, right? Like you want everybody around you to be just like you. Thank God I was never like conditioned to think that way. I can actually be okay in a room full of different people. Like everybody in a room different. I'll be fine. And know while I'm there I'm different. Ain't that something? Like it could still be vibes or I'm just minding my business and still recognize I'm in a room full of different people, even if they're different from me somehow, and they are more of a community. So yeah, many black people's towns and things they built, it's just a history of that in this country. Were torn down or abused in some kind of way, burnt down. So what were people left to do? Oh, just go on march, protest, go to court, go back and forth to court, till finally changes were made where black people actually had more rights too. And those with businesses, their business law is a whole thing. You just tried to warn people like business law is a whole thing, bro. Yes, it helps you to have insurance, different stuff like that on your business if you can. But even outside of that, business law is real. Like just things that should and shouldn't be happening with businesses, period, bro. You can tell everybody ain't went to school or they don't understand we're in modern day times. But yep, any business has rights. Okay, they do have policies and stuff they should be following, but they also have rights when it comes to somebody playing with their business because of past history incidents. What do people mean? And you don't do nothing but make them have to, like, laws have been changed over time. They can be changed again based off of what society shows us. It's like, really, people get mad at the lawmakers though. They get mad at the lawmakers, bro. Like, what are I'm like, do people not see that? Y'all are the ones making stuff keep changing. Okay, so everybody having rights and being equal wasn't enough, right? Look what people are doing, right? So now what do you think you're forcing the people to do? Because I see the military police out there in D.C. getting homeless people off the street. But I'm calling out how people be whole contributing to the reason that people be homeless. But you're saying, why is it a homeless crisis? You can't have no whole community just being able to do that when they feel like it. And in every state it's going on. What? But then say, no, we're cleaning up the homeless. No, you need to clean up the people who think it's funny to, just cause people to be homeless for the hell of it. Because they don't like somebody. Because they don't like the color of their skin. Because they feel like they don't deserve the same equality rights, though the Constitution tells them they do. Oh, people can only be right in small towns. That is small town thinking. They can only be right in small communities, in small groups. Cause most of this stuff, that's why the internet is out here too. Like, people be thinking they can still do the same, which is maybe it was easier without the internet to paint a person how you want to. You know why they call it paint? That's what you're literally doing in the spirit when you just your tongue all over a person name. Your tongue all over a person business, as if that's not going to make things harder for them in the community. I mean, the community could ignore that. They could choose not to be a part of it. But I would just move out of any Any community, first of all, I see doing it to somebody or encouraging me to do it, yeah. Because it's like, what are y'all doing, bro? Y'all know people have constitutional renters' rights and everything else. It's modern day. But in smaller places, they don't really just, I don't know, I guess everybody don't just be like, oh, okay, these the laws. Or they only look at it at their state, so they think they control everything. They look at it at their state level, at their just local city level. Like, oh, well, I have connections in the city, or I have connections in the county. I have connections at the state level. I have connections on the Congress level. You never know how deep this go. But I know people be having connections. See, I give them their respects. I know some of these city townspeople that are long-time residents, long-time generational residents, have connections in what high places, because this is where people tend to run. You know what I mean? When they really, really, really want to see a person gone. Look, literally, they do the same process. I'm sure. They okay with the person being homeless, but if they got a home, they want them whole gone. It's weird. Oh, if they homeless, they ain't gonna call about that. They actually just gonna ride by and intake the joy of you being homeless. That's where some people mind it, y'all. They're saying that they want to clean up the homeless streets and communities, but the places you need to clean up are the places that, oh yeah, I'm finna go to all my connections and get a person put out, but you say you want homelessness to stop. It's like, choose one. Choose one. Y'all know the reports people be doing, because they wouldn't just go to like little levels about it. They have to go to high levels. You really trying to get a person put all the way out, you would have to go to high levels of your quote unquote connections, or somebody you know in the community connections. I just feel like people are too trusting. They be too trusting with the wrong things and too leery of the right things. It's actually weird to see people turn into that. So yes, it's like, love who you love, but at You Will Make It TV, we don't preach and teach segregation at all. That's why I'm here talking about it. Like, anybody who want to come in a town or community and make a sense of living in that town or community has a right to do that. Because technically, a town doesn't really have one town doesn't have nationwide influence. All they can do is keep trying to, like, what? Keep what? Trying to cause circumstances that would cause their community to end up needing funding or requesting funding from the go. Oh, we need funding. When you could have just stopped whatever it was to begin with. You wait till a situation get to the mass level it can get, and then now, like weather, national disasters and stuff like that, emergencies, I understand people needing funding in communities, but yeah, that's why a lot of stuff is getting defunded and cut right now. Probably everybody's comfortable when there's money to pay for corruption, when there's actual funds and resources there to help you push the corruption. But the people you see actually trying to crawl, they can not only crawl their way out of homelessness, they can crawl their way to the top if you get out their way. But no, you still have towns trying to use communities. What, to just run a person off and then sit back and they get even deeper with it. They'll say, yeah, we ran the last family off, or you heard about the last guy. right? It'd be like, you heard about the last guy or the last lady that tried that. What? Reach for the stars? Try to stay off the streets of homelessness? Try to stay off drugs and actually focus on taking care of her household? What happened to the last person? You know what I mean? It's like they want to threaten you, like, yeah, we don't let people do that here if we don't want them to. I just look at it as, wow, okay, you showed all your power. Like, people, you don't even be asking for that. Here come people with their power. They just pretty much swinging wands around these days. They want you to see them as magical, bro. Like, some people, yeah, that's what a God complex mentality or a narcissist kind of looks like. They can't wait to show you what they can do. Even, let me not go there, but I was gonna say, even Power Rangers don't do that, bro. They only pull out their powers when when something is actually going on. These days, people just pull it out. You just walking by and it's like, lightning strike, look what I can do. Like, you just be like, oh, okay. They act like you just supposed to go in a power battle because they feel like it. Like, no, bro, I'm a real hero. I don't even pull that out until it's literally time to fight, bro. Others, they just can't wait. It's like, yeah, look what I can do. Look who I know. Maybe that's what it is. Like, you just got a bunch of people trying to show you that. I know it's a reason for everything, though. I know that much. Like, what are people turning into? Like, they call it, because I think it's not that even everywhere. Sundown towns, it is that. It's totally racism, but no, really, people are on something new where they can't wait to show you their power and what they can do. Oh man, that's not it. Yeah. I'm coming back with a part 4. Did I tell y'all that? Because I ain't gonna stay on here all night. But, yep, somebody needs to come out and say some of this stuff. Like, people, that's the best way to describe this. What people say they've been experiencing. You just be minding your business. Oh, I'm still a free American. Just here, I'm finna go travel or take care of some business. It's 2025. And here comes somebody trying to flex their power. It could be in the middle of the street, in public. In public, I think it's even crazier. Like, you want to show me who you are in public. I'm not saying it's not respected. It's just I don't understand it. Like, there's a proper way to address somebody or approach them. You know, you just say hi like a regular person. Hello, because it is people that still greet people like normal people, so I know it's possible. But just, I'm like, when do we start doing that? That's how you introduce yourself. Yeah, yeah, you show your face a few times in the community, and then it's like, yeah, that was me that did that. I don't know what the devil been teaching his villains, but it's like they love for you to know it was them, but not actually do it in your face. It's weird. Like, just sideline stuff to irritate you in the community. They can think it's not worth talking about. Yeah, it is. Cause it'd be like, oh, okay, who want me to feel like that in the community, bro? Like anywhere I go, when I go to a mall, nobody bothers me, bro. That's the thing about a mall setting or like the library, like certain places that everybody don't even just go like that. Like that's what I'm gonna start doing. I have no problem changing my Verizons like at any given time, like VIP, invite only type settings. Cause people think they just gon' oh, I'ma just come where you at and irritate you. They mess it up for themselves. They be thinking, oh yeah, I'm running you out of somewhere. No, you're literally messing you're literally messing it up for yourself. Y'all do know it's places that first of all you can reserve visits, like reserve, like only you're gonna be there. Even if it's a big event, like some people just reserve a day for them and their family and the whole theme park if it got to get to that with us. Like, no, it ain't gonna be there forever. Like, you just harassing a person all over everywhere they go, and then they pushing them out the town because you don't want they type in your town. Hey, baby, I love you too. Oh, yeah. Where was I at? Yeah. Like, because I don't think it could ever just get to everybody. Or that's why they already showing people one city at a time, sending the army soldiers out because people just don't get it. You're overstepping the max of the Constitution possible, calling yourself running somebody out of a town in modern day society, bro. But you're wondering why they have to deploy military police on the streets just to try to keep things regulated and what? Keep people in grown people in check. Because if you love your families and homes so much, you wouldn't even be worried about who's being kicked out of a community or not. How would you have time for that? You would be too busy focused on your next goal, what you're doing. But that's the thing about small towns. They're so boring, right? They don't have nothing else to do. When a new person comes, they don't have nothing else to do but just to focus just focus on that person. Bigger cities, I would say you just have to, like we read on part 1, bigger cities also have the same type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Where you might have a neighborhood or a group of people that don't. I just think that's funny, bro. Like, and they want you to take it serious too. Like, yeah, we don't want you here, but you're serious. But you're serious about like, oh y'all know y'all can't do that, right? That's why sometimes they don't want them to make it out, cause then it's gonna get out. But no, why don't towns and communities and cities just stop doing it? No, you want to hold a person back like, no, we don't want you to go nowhere else. So you don't say what we were doing here. Really, life is bigger than any of these sundown towns. That's why y'all there. Y'all are in those, and you plan to stay there probably for years down the line. They be acting, because at first I thought it was that, because it is a lot of cases that black people specifically coming up missing after traveling certain places. To their families, at least, they're missing. To the people that know them, to the jobs and everybody, truck drivers, dancers, people of all kind of different professions. Because what did I say? A place could be hiring. Relocation is a real thing. Like, they be like, you need to get a job and look for a house. That's not the only way you can get a house, bro. Number one. Number two, there are places that will relocate you. I'm not saying they pay for the house, but not places, but companies, like jobs, if you get hired to certain positions. It'll ask, are you willing to travel? Don't it? On job applications, it'll say, are you willing to travel? And then it'll say, Do you need relocate? Do you need travel assistance? We all just answer no to that question, really, because most jobs people work are locally somehow, or or there is travel reimbursement for those jobs. You do, and I thought that was sad. I didn't know more truckers had that had end up happening to them, because with what they do, they might have to pull over on the side of the road, in the middle of a truck drop off and get some rest. And you might be on an old dirt road, old mountain road. So I do respect truck drivers. Like, that's the last people you want to hear that it's happening to. They've been going crazy anyway, in my opinion, using trucks and vans for just stupid reasons to hurt people. Like, it's just weird. Or people come up missing out their trucks, and then the whole truck robbed. You can't find the person no more. Because with them, a person like that is not just trying to pass through a sundown town, but I'm sure sundown towns are aware trucks do have to pass through. Why would you be bothering them? Trucks help keep all of our communities stocked with products and goods. And so, yeah, there are black truckers, and they should be safe passing through those type of places. Then people want to question why we have military police going outside to more patrol places already. I think it's more of this coming, actually, because of this type of stuff. Maybe that, you don't know what they could have turned into. Just more and more small communities across the country feeling like they can just kick a person out of the community. That doesn't sound good at all, because it would seem like if they get it would seem like if they get used to doing it to people, they would keep doing it if they keep getting away with it or whatever. And that just doesn't seem good if you're trying to actually decrease the homeless communities. Period. But yeah, people can't say nothing about that no more. They're going to have military police everywhere because people want to control where people stay now, whatever this new trend is. They also want to look up where people stay just because they're on the internet profiles and stuff. Like, bro, what are y'all doing? We had whole privacy rights in this country. If they have to put military police on the street just so people can, like, damn, you got to whole force people back into the reality of, hey, stay out of people's business. Like, we will be on the street if we have to, the military police, to monitor and patrol these low income areas more too if we have to. Maybe this was the main places that crossfires are happening, or where the hidden agendas, they probably lie more in unthrilled places more than we think. Because if a place is just undesirable to look at, to be at, if it's just not the first place people would choose, why would you think anything is going? I mean, who pays attention to those places, right? Those quote unquote low income areas, and people want to suddenly act shocked about things that go on there. Like, I've been really confused. Like, what do you mean you're shocked about some of the stories in the hood? It's always been this way, bro. In low income, poverty stricken areas, for sure. Oh yeah. Crime, victimization, bullying, and everything, you name it. Drugs, prostitution. And yes, some kids, some people that are adults today, I said kids because they were once kids, and that means they grew up in those neighborhoods or slum-like neighborhoods. There's some people that make their house look like a mansion in a slum-like area, so that means nothing. But still, that would be bigger than you, what goes on in your environment. They thought if they can make the environment crazy, they can make us all crazy or something. I just look at the environment. Like, I don't care how out of whack you guys choose to get. Yeah, it's weird. Like, hey, I don't have to join that or submit to or surrender to your acts of intimidation, your acts of, oh, we want to come together and we think that person shouldn't stay here. That's exactly why they do it behind your back, and they want the attack to sneak up on you too. Just real evil. They wanted to sneak up on you like, oh yeah, you didn't see this coming, but they want you to see it was them. I don't know how to explain it to people. Like, they they'll just, I don't know what's up with the devil means with that. They want you to know, like, yeah, I'm a part of it. Like, yeah, I'm sure you are. You're a part of the community. They'll look dead at you, like, and it just be a look in their eyes, like, yeah, I'm a part of it. uh, Cause then, see, if it's just done up front, you have specific names, places, people. They always gotta make sure it's like uh, coming from an unsuspected place, right? But nothing's really unsuspected if you just live the most minimal life possible and just do that for a while. All you can see is your environment. What everybody choosing to do, that is so stupid. Like, if I like you, I like you. If I love you, I love you. But it should never be need you. NEED. And to me, that's what's people problem in the world. They'll complain about how many people need them at one time. In one moment, the next moment, they're mad because somebody don't need them. Yep, it was already kind of foreseen that about like more presence, police presence, military presence, that was foreseen by many seers, prophets, dreamers, visionists. You could see it coming. I guess people just thought, yeah, we go crazy. We're just gonna tear the country apart. You could tell it's a person that feel like only their life is doomed. Like, you just gonna make the whole country fall apart by letting certain other things go. Like, oh well, if I know I'm finna go down, that's just like the devil too. I'm gonna take everybody, I'm gonna take everybody down with me. Like, whoa, wait a minute. I don't care what that's very selfish to think that to yourself. I don't care what that newcomer is going through or trying to do or trying to get to. I don't want them here. Oh, okay. Well, you make it easier for me to prove that. But we're just talking the facts. That's not even legal. It's legal for you to think what you want to, but to actually act on those thoughts is where it turns into racism, like acts of racism, acts of prejudice, acts of discrimination. And they don't be wanting to be labeled as that. Or why is it worth it to people? It's worth it to you to have to go to whole jail because you couldn't leave a black person alone. And you okay with the family knowing that about you. You're okay with everybody you worked with, your community knowing that about you. Like, that's literally the reason why you serving time. Like, oh yeah, I've proven that point. I'll earn time for people trying to earn their clout off of who they did something to. So you know the world messed up. They're not earning it through actual respectable things anymore. Some are. Y'all know it's not everybody. But others that take the lazy way out, they just looking for somebody to put their clout on, like get like, yeah, look what I did to this person. And then people say, if somebody did that to me, I do this, this, and that. Trust me, I know humans like the back of my hand at this point. They just be entertaining each other with stupid discussions like that. Like, just fill the person head up. Like, oh, you did that to that person? Oh, this what I would have did. I try to tell people about saying that. Cause you might make a person feel a type of way talking about what you would have did, and they trying to explain what they try to explain what happened to them. Your first response is if a person did that to me, I'd do that. Maybe people don't mean no harm by it, but I do be listening to them. Oh, okay, so that's what you would have did. Maybe that's why they didn't play with you, and they played with me. You know what I mean? I feel like people pick whole what they think is easy prey or easy victims. A sundown town don't care though. If you come through there, they say they used to have sound. They used to have signs up when you first enter the town. Some of these towns, you can Google it in your own time. They used to have signs up that literally, you know how when you get to a new place, it'll say you are now entering San Francisco or you're now entering LA on the highway signs, on the street signs. They said back in the day, those street signs on the side of the road, when you enter in one of those sundown towns, it's going to say, do not enter after sundown. That's where that name came from. Like literally, it used to have a whole warning. And some neighborhoods are still like this. They just want to take you out there. That's why I say, what are you trying to show me? Your power? Not even the Power Rangers do that, bro. They're going to wait till it's actually time to fight to show their power, bro. People just walking around doing it. Yeah, look what I can do. Yeah, look. I can do this kick. I can do that punch. I can pull this button. I can pull this string. Like, who cares, bro? And you're just going to... Like, trust me, we see you, but, like, it's... Bro, who's fighting? Who's fighting you? Like, who's even fighting you, bro? Why are you extending everything you can do? Not in a way of help, as just in a way of power. Like, you want to speed up your car, for example. You want to hold the horn, make... how do you explain it? Anything to startle the person. You just think it's funny to see them jump because it's supposed to be a scary town where they're not wanted. That's what I'm saying. Be approachable. Talk to the people in your community. Like, you got a problem with somebody, go talk to them. Why would you get the whole community together and all y'all connections together? Surely we're going to pull this person down. We got every connection in the state, every connection in the city. As if adding numbers makes it right. Adding numbers actually makes it more wrong. Against one, like some type of, it was a test run, because a protest is a protest, whether it's for something or against something. And the quieter you are, it's just weird. Like, the more you stay in peace and just mind your business, they're going to keep the protest. Keep revving it up. Like, yeah, let's get more people. The person wondering, where's all this third party energy coming from? And you're not even from a place, bro. Like, you would first, see, I'm smart. You would first have to say I entertained or did something to somebody out here in any new place. Just to say a person moved there and you didn't want them there is stupid. They know that. So that's where all that, oh, let's create a reason as stuff comes from. People be knowing. That's why they're gonna be judged accordingly. You be knowing you didn't even have a reason, a real reason. You didn't have no real reason to hate some of the people we hate. So I feel like hate is really not even worth it. Like, now if it's for apparent reasons that people understand, and you just like, no, I can do without. Because what did I teach? Putting yourself in a position to need somebody anyway is crazy. But they say, no, the woman was designed to need the man. She was designed to want the man. I don't think she was designed to need him, because it's crazy. She can, when it comes to nature, they be like, she can't do everything a man do. But when it comes to nature, though, having a whole baby outside if she has to, having a whole baby at home if she has to, growing her own food, cleaning her hut and village, teaching the children and stuff, she could do that. But yeah, in modern day society, yeah, a woman couldn't do everything a man do. I think that's crazy to ever start teaching our daughters and young women to need a man, whole need anybody. We are consumers and customers. That's it. And that should be a choice. You're only a customer or consumer of something if you choose to indulge. So how is it that you need stores? You need this, that, everything society has to offer. No, people just overindulge. They can see the little things we overindulge in, but you looking at everything they overindulge in. Because, if you're in another money status, usually you overindulge somewhere in life. It's somewhere you're investing. So, because I had thought about that, do sundown towns be more reserved because it's a money thing? Like, they just want to keep things the way it is. You would think getting tourism, I respect those places that actually like tourists visiting tourists because they already know they're going to earn more money and stuff. Like, there's nothing wrong with tourists coming through. Towns that just don't like tourists is something suspicious about that. Like, why you don't like nobody coming in your town or your community, your city? They probably don't mind you being there, but it's like if you get to just examining things too much or something, they don't like it. Like, hey, bro, I'm a thoughtful and enlightened thinker anywhere I go. That should be a sign, a warning to clean up whatever you're doing. You should be able to travel too and have to worry about any one of us. But some of these town people think they're special. They want to be able to go vacate and travel too, but in the secrecy of their hometown, they're bullying somebody. You don't deserve the right to go travel and have fun and go on the road and go see other places and mash yourself like you're a good person. But back in your hometown, when you return home from traveling off that airplane, you're back to being a racist person. Like, what? Yep, that makes no sense. Like, you can't be yeah, just on the road. Like, yeah, I want to go travel. I want to go see things. I want to go see the world. But then when you get back to your hometown, you want somebody else to be kicked out of the community. But just to let people know, that's how God is going to be judging things for sure. Like, he see every person that be on it as if the whole earth or the whole city is theirs. That's crazy. I don't like people that do that. Because, trust me, if a person needs to be expelled from a place, it's going to be so noticeable, bro. Like, number one, they're going to remove themselves. You know it's real when they got to add intimidation factors and other stuff just to get you to leave. Then you know it's real. And the intimidation changes like every day, every week. Like, it's a new creative way to try to get that person to try to get that person to leave. Because even switching residences is not leaving the community. I think people be trying to, they want people whole gone. We don't even want you in the area. Thank you guys for tuning in to another segment, which you will make it TV, another live segment where we share inspirational quotes, insightful topics, and divine messages, just like these daily. But I do inspirational quotes too. They're posted right there in our short section of the You Will Make It TV channel. We hope you got, you know, The truth does. It stings sometimes. It pisses you off. It makes you cuss. All of that. But it will set you free. Okay? I think that's gonna start being my quote at the end of every segment. Pretty much. Yeah, the truth, it might hurt. It might piss you off at first. But ultimately, what's beautiful about the truth is going to set you free. Just remember that when you tune in here to You Will Make It TV, it's never to offend anybody, just the more normalized topics that people do run from. They do. They want to only, we see what they're doing. But you want to turn the spotlight only to certain parts of people's lives, but hold people outside homeless due to community efforts to put a person out of their home just because they don't want them there. They're not worried about what they have to gather to try to move or how much it's going to cost or how much the travel going to cost. Actually, they hope they actually end up on the street so they can all see it. That's what I'm saying. And that should not be going on. But we're wondering why they're deploying military police on the street. Like, people so blind, they really can't see it. You doing nothing at all. You just witnessing it and watching the changes happening is doing something. You're a witness, like, but uh just turning a blind eye to it, people gonna see where that's gonna get them if that's happening in a town or community. Because, it could just be more hammered down enforcement for that whole community, right? People didn't want to stand up, take the personal role and responsibility as communities to come together and say, hey, nope, we don't want this. We're not going to allow this. We do want to protect the women and children. We do want to protect the disabled and do our best we can for the homeless. They don't want to stand up and say it for themselves. Well, you force the government to stand up and say it. They not just gonna let all the communities crash out now and what, go to war with each other over racism again? It's crazy. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, remember to hit that like button, share, and subscribe to show your support. We love you. Do, 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 do.